Rams fans, welcome in on this edition of Rams Showcase. One final preseason game, who to watch. Plus, the Rams social media turns into a Beatles song. And later, I'll be lazy. You give me the topic. Fan quesos. Let's rock.
We here, man. We gotta take advantage of victory on one way. Let's go.
This is Rams Showcase with Sheriff Joe Baggs.
Yes, thank you, Lauren, for bringing me in here. Sheriff Joe Baggs, welcome to Rams Showcase. At Rams Showcase, at Sheriff Joe Baggs, where you can follow along on socials, ramshowcase.com. You can check it out there as well. So, first and foremost, I do need to mention, did miss a whole episode, a whole game preview of the Chargers preseason game, as I have fallen ill, but I am mostly good now, and I hope that I don't explode into a huge coughing fit during this episode. Who knows? So, we got that going for us, but we got one more final preseason game that we'll be talking about tonight, and plenty of action to get into. Some good news as well, as Beatles song is ringing in my head when it comes to the Rams social media this past week or so. So that's good news, I suppose, right? So, heck yeah, man. Also, I'll just throw this out there, man. If anybody is wanting to be part of the voice of the intro on Rams Showcase, dude, hit me up, man. I just need some quick audio. It needs to be good audio, in fairness. I need you to, be able to not just, do it on a Zune or a more current reference, But, yeah, I'm trying to get other people involved and stuff like that. I've had some really cool people included in that. A lot of Rams creators, a lot of radio people that I've worked with in the past, or people that are on the radio in different markets. Lauren is one I've never met in person, but radio dude in Illinois, so absolutely awesome. And I'm just trying to incorporate you a little bit more. So come and join me, man. It's a good time. Let's get into it, though. One final preseason game to go. Rams at Browns, the Rams' original home, heading back to Cleveland. This game takes place Saturday, August 23rd, 10 a.m. LA time, early morning, which is actually kind of good. We get to kind of see the process of an early kickoff, which I kind of actually like for a preseason game. We do have a little bit more early kickoffs than I would like this season for our regular season schedule. But this is... Well, excuse me. This is a good time to kind of get that rhythm of getting from the hotel early morning into the stadium, warmed up and ready to kick all the butt cheeks. So that's some good news there. We had some bad preseason memories on this field, but that was then. This is now. And yes, I am talking about Sam Bradford. And yes, that was a different era. And no, nothing bad will happen this weekend. So that's good news. If you are catching this game on the TV, we'll be televised locally on ABC 7 with the same crew we are used to. JB Long, MJD, and Mina Kimes will be on the call. ESPN Radio, 7:10 a.m., featuring Cameron Irwin, and D-Far will be on that one. And, of course, we got Troy Santiago and Ricardo Lopez rocking the Spanish call. If you do look on certain things, it actually is saying that this game is televised on NFL Network. Everything I'm seeing on the Rams website is not saying that, so I can't confirm if it's actually on NFL Network or not. My best advice is just get NFL Plus. It's 1,000% worth it. It's like 16 something a month or something like that. You can watch all the preseason game lives. Then afterwards, of course, during the regular season, you can always rewatch the games. I always rewatch the previous season leading into the next season. So we rocked that out. That was absolutely awesome. And then also, you get all 22s and stuff like that. If you want to try to pay attention to a specific player, but it is no audio on that, so you got to put something on in the background for sure, dude. You got to, dude. Last one for me, I was rocking Dead Poet Society's Fission. Great album. Anyway, Stetson Bennett coming off his career high of 324 passing yards against the Chargers, and will not be starting in this game. Unsure if he'll get any reps. But he is not starting in this game. That will be quarterback Dresser Winn. Dresser Winn, baby, taking all the quarterback reps for this game. But Bennett, he leads the NFL in passing yards and passing touchdowns this preseason. That's absolutely awesome. That's definitely something that's awesome, like I said, but also I don't know how important that really is, considering, too, he had a great game against the Chargers. He's not looking bad whatsoever. We'll be talking about him, of course. Even in fan cases as well. He's going to Stetson Bennett, Step Benatar, Steady B, whatever you want to call him. I don't like that one. That's Stedman Bailey, but I see people locking in on it, whatever. But it's going to be a trend that we're kind of chatting about Stetson Bennett. There's a lot of opinions floating around, the online of Stetson Bennett and his possible future, whether that's with us or somewhere else. But also, I don't think there's anybody that's taken as many reps as Stetson Bennett in preseason. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Is it like, yeah, he leads the NFL in passing touchdowns, passing yards, but he's also playing like all 4 quarters. You know what I mean? Like Dresser Winn took a few snaps real late against Dallas in that first preseason game. But he did not appear last week. So he will be, I'm guessing, just take the whole game this year, as he did the whole game last year against the Houston Texans. I believe that was in the preseason. Only had like 72 passing yards, something like that. Nothing too crazy, but it was also one of those games where it's like, just get through this bad boy, man. Just survive, dude. Just survive this game. And we got regular season on the way. So that's good stuff there. Let's see here. Also, the Rams lead the NFL in highest offensive grade, according to PFF. And I think that's absolutely awesome. I think what that's indicative of is that it's not just decent depth on the team, excuse me, but also, I'll try to edit those out. Maybe not. But also just a well-run kind of machine that the offense is looking at, which we do anticipate trickling into the regular season when that time comes. If we're looking at the other sideline, the only former Ram that will be in orange on Saturday is offensive tackle Cornelius Lucas. Plenty of preseason snaps for Mr. Lucas, rocking horns. But this is, of course, the ultimate bubble week. Bubbles be popping this week for sure. And there's a lot of players to watch for, a lot of guys fighting for their jobs, a lot of guys not just fighting for Rams jobs, but fighting for jobs in the NFL. And there's actually some names on this list that I think are cuts of the Rams, but become a 53-man roster slaughter on another NFL team. I absolutely think that's possible, and some that might kind of hurt a little bit. We'll see what happens, though. Obviously, we can only keep 53. You can only activate 48 in a game, so it's tough. And what I'll say before we even dive into this, I've said it again, or I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm sure I'll say it many more times as Ram Showcase continues over the next however many years. But it's good that we are in a spot now that we are cutting players who are actually good at football. Because we used to be in a situation where we were keeping players who had no business being on an NFL roster, but we needed bodies. We couldn't sign anybody. Nobody wanted to come over to us in free agency or anything like that. And we saw that because when the Rams were cutting certain players, they never played again. And we're in a situation now where we're cutting players and other teams are like, whoa, he's available? Bring him in. So that's a good thing. We want to be in a spot where we have to cut good players than just we are forced to keep bad players because there's no other body for that role. So we're actually looking really good, and unfortunate that we do lose some really good players. But also, let's keep in mind, this team is a little bit cutthroat. We're willing to move on from guys. And not that this is the season for that right now. We'll get to that after, we hoist another trophy in February. But that's when difficult decisions come. But not that these aren't. You get what I'm saying, though. That those like long-time heroes of ours, seeing them go, it does hurt, but you know what I mean? Sidebar, also, before I get into this, I was just talking to Rams House and Payo Time and about Cooper Kupp. And I had like this like whole thought of like, yeah, I hate that we lost Cooper Kupp. That sucks. Cooper Kupp is awesome. He's a hero. 21 Cooper Kupp is an absolute superhero. But I gotta say, I think I'm happy for him. He gets to play on his favorite team. He gets to go home where he like met his wife, went to college, stuff like that. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm sad for us, but I'm absolutely stoked for him. And I think that that's where my emotions come in, where I'm like, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Mainly, I have to be, and I have no choice. Also, it wasn't Cooper Kupp's choice, so why hate him? You know what I mean? So I'm just happy for him. I hope he sucks against the Rams, but I hope he's happy. That's all. I hope he's happy. I don't hope he does well because he's a Seahawk now. He's a rival. He's an enemy. But I got nothing bad to say about Coop. It's really hard to like try to talk trash about Cooper Kupp, except for that haircut. That's easy as hell to talk trash about. That's dorky. Anyway. Let's get into it. Top 10 players fighting for a spot on the roster. as we head into the final preseason game. We're going to start with tight end Davis Allen. I am unsure of the confidence level that the Rams staff has in not just Allen, but Allen versus Colby Parkinson. And I think that we got to kind of look at the tight end position a little bit differently this year, considering the Rams went out and got Terrence Ferguson. So they like Ferguson obviously a lot. He figures to be an important piece of the offense. Maybe not so much this year. I do anticipate him, fitting in. But I think as the years go on, by the time he's like due for an extension, I feel like he's like the guy. You know what I mean? And who knows how much longer Higbee's got. Came into the year 26, coming into the season or the Rams 2016 season alongside Jared Goff and that crew, that first draft class back in Los Angeles. So he's season 10. I don't know how he's necessarily feeling about it. He missed most of last year, so I feel like he's probably pretty fresh. But who knows how much time we got for him. But it does feel like Ferguson's going to be around for the long haul. Davis Allen, though, Clemson product. I mean, very talented guy. Potential for days. You know what I mean? No lack of that for sure. But I got to say, Parky's starting to feel safe. Excuse me. Parky's starting to feel a little bit safe as I think the biggest clue here is that street clothes in a preseason game, which should be like an album name or something. That's really cool. But street clothes in a preseason game, I think, tells us a lot. I think it tells us that either you're hurt or the Rams feel very good about you contributing this year. They want you to just be healthy for this season. So they don't even want to risk it, don't want to do anything with that. So I don't know. That's what's making me think that Allen might not stick around. And do we keep 4 tight ends? Depends on what packages the Rams are looking at, rocking this year. But it does feel like a heavy tight end grouping could be the case. So Davis Allen could slip in there for sure. Like I said, Davis Allen has plenty of potential. Would likely get snagged if cut, probably pretty quick, I would say. But again, how many tight ends are the Rams keeping? That's the biggest question here. I think that this week could tell us a lot. Like if he's getting a lot of reps, if he's playing a lot, then that could kind of tell us like maybe we're hoping for something. But also, it's not just the preseason games. We're also looking at practices. We're also looking at meetings and stuff like that. That's where the decisions are all made. It's not only preseason games. So yeah, a guy has like a dropped ball in a preseason game, something like that. And it's like, that doesn't automatically mean he's cut because maybe he's absolutely destroying souls on the practice field. You know what I mean? So you got to keep that in mind as well. We don't have eyeballs on all of the aspects that these decisions are based on, and that is very much the case for one Davis Allen. Next up, wide receiver Britton Covey. Covey has looked solid, but he's yet to really have any wow moments, at least in the preseason games. If he does pull some stuff off in Cleveland, it could earn him a role to stick around. I do think that he is in a spot to possibly, slot in as a punt returner. But I also don't know how comfortable the Rams are with their other pieces as far as that spot goes. It could be, Xavier Smith. He could be taking on that role. We've also got running backs who it seems like the Rams like running backs to be returners, especially kick returners. But Britton Covey, I think that he's got all the tools to get it done. And if Covey, I mean, that's the thing too, is that how stacked are we keeping it at wide receiver? Are we keeping 7? Because if 7's the number, I do think that Covey would stay. If the number's 6, well, I think you kind of get cut off at Covey. Covey and below. You know what I mean? Covey and under is slipping out, potentially. Next up, we're going to go running back Ronnie Rivers. Mr. Rivers. Unsure if Ronnie will play in this game, but Schrader comes for that RB4 slot for sure. And honestly, I think he's earned it. Schrader runs hard. He runs smart. He's got great vision. He can also return. So can Ronnie. But I think that Schrader, if I was given the choice, I think I pick Schrader over Ronnie Rivers. And I'm a big Ronnie guy. I think Ronnie's awesome. So the Rams are just in one of those situations where, like, we know our top guy, K-Dub, and then you got Blake Corum and Jarquez Hunter, who probably kind of split that RB2 position. But that RB4 slot, you know what I mean? It depends on what else you can do. If you can help out on special teams, you're an active, you're a 48. But if not, then I don't know who the Rams would go with if that's the case. If they feel good with those 3 being the actives on game day, and then for the RB4, they may go with the experience with Rivers. Or, like I said, Schrader, dude, he's been cooking people, man. It's absolutely awesome to watch, so I love it. Next up, Jack Heflin. An unfortunate numbers game for Jack, as he's played some really good football. I bet he goes to the practice squad if I had to ultimately take a swing here. But I do think he's playing some good ball. He's just filling in gaps real well, I think. And yeah, just excuse me, I thought I was going to say that one. Just a solid player. So I think that Jack Heflin is one to kind of keep your eyes on this weekend, as you can kind of see where that coaching from Giff Smith kind of comes in. And that's, I mean, a lot of these guys for the lower end of the depth chart. I think that the coaching kind of shines in the preseason games when you really get to the depth of the roster, which is really cool to see. Sean Brolak. Yeah, dude. Sean Dolak is playing absolutely awesome, man. The instincts are awesome. The way he attacks the ball, he finishes well. I mean, he just he's all over the place. He seems, when he's on the field, he seems to be at the end of every play. You absolutely love that, man. He is this year's Omar. We saw Omar Spates last year killing it. Sean Dolak doing that this year, which is absolutely awesome. He's playing smart, playing aggressive. I do think he can stick around, but the Rams run a lot of nickel. And how many inside linebackers do we expect to stick around? You know what I mean? So it could be an absolute steal for somebody on the market. I really just don't want that to happen. And this is the name that I think is a possible cut. And then some team is out there like, bro, we need an inside linebacker. This guy is developable. You know what I mean? So that's an unfortunate one. I would hope that the Rams can find a way to sneak him onto the practice squad and keep him there if they decide to move on. But again, it's a numbers game. Inside linebacker is not a position that is very heftily used on the Rams defense. It's a lot of nickel, man. It's a passing league right now. We know that. So you got you've got Omar Spates, you've got Nate Landman, you've got Pooh Paul, and then you got Troy Reeder, who the coaching staff loves. Do you keep even 4? And then you add Sean Dolak 5? I don't see it. I just don't see that happening. Troy Reeder could potentially be one of those random cuts, and he could be not playing in the preseason because of other guys just wanting, or get coaching staff wanting other guys to get reps. I don't know. But I do think that that's something to watch for, that the staff obviously blatantly loves Troy Reeder. He keeps finding a way back onto this team. So we're rooting for him when he's wearing horns, but we'll see what happens at that position, because I think that Landman, I've been pounding the drum on Landman since the Rams signed him. Obviously, we know Omar Spates is a fan favorite. Everybody loves him. Pooh Paul coming in, he's got all the potential in the world. Dolak, I think, has had a better preseason, but I think that Pooh Paul has the better ceiling. So I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Tell me what you think about that, because I'm having a hard time figuring out what the Rams are going to do at inside linebacker. We went from having what felt like no good inside linebackers to now what it feels like we have almost too many good ones. It's who can we keep around? And it's a really tough spot for guys like Eli Neal, who I just don't feel like have a shot at making the final roster, even though they are good players. I do think that it's possible that those guys get snagged somewhere else. Nate Valcarcel, pronunciation given to me by JB Long via the telecast. But Nate he's got some good instincts, man. But again, loaded room, big performance this weekend could lead to some tough decisions. But I do think that Nate is a candidate for cuts. But again, when you're looking at a final preseason game where some people aren't even making the trip out to Cleveland for this one, guys like Nate, I mean, this is your op, dude. This is it. Like, this is you either destroy the Cleveland Browns. That's the only option, dude. Destroy the Cleveland Browns, man, because we're gonna get a hefty dose of a bunch of different quarterbacks against the Browns. As Flacco is expected to play, he's expected to play the first quarter. Dylan Gabriel's expected to take the second quarter. Shadur Sanders the third quarter, and I would guess Kenny in the fourth. Although I don't have that. That's all they said was those three. So maybe Shadur takes the entire second half, which would be cool to see. Cool to see him against our defense, of course. See how his progression is going for sure. Charles Woods. We're going to hit a few corners here as Woods, a really nice piece as a 24 UDFA. He is still growing, and it's showing. Pause. But looking good, man. I think that Charles Woods so far of the guys from that, like on the bottom end of that depth chart, I think Charles Woods playing some really good football. Josh Wallace, that's what brings us to him. So he's in a fight to stick around at the tail end of the depth chart as well in what could be an inactive game day role, in fairness. But exact situation is Woods. we kind of pair them together anyway as 24 UDFA cornerbacks coming in and making the team. So in my brain, it's Wallace and Woods. They're just kind of a combo pack. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, he could stick around. I mean, it's just a loaded DB room. And I think that if I had to pick between Wallace and Woods just based on what I'm seeing in 2 preseason games, which is such limited sample size, I think I would give the nod to Woods. But also, there's a third guy jockeying for that position, which is Sean Jolly. And you know what? I like Sean. I would say that he needs to have a really good game to pass those last 2 gentlemen, in my mind. But he's a solid player, man. I feel like he's not getting the true chance to really show what he can do. But also, we saw a few plays against the Chargers, stuff like that, where he kind of seemed out of position, stuff like that. I don't know. I like the kid. And maybe it's a personal thing. Just as a human being, I think that Sean Jolly's really cool. I haven't met him or anything like that, but just, I like Sean Jolly. So I would be not sad to see him stick around. But again, Josh Wallace, solid. Charles Woods, solid. I support anybody who sticks around. I ain't mad about nobody that's a Ram, man. Nobody that's a Ram. We're over that. We've grown past that. We don't dog Rams anymore. No way, dude. Not up in here. Not up in here. Can't go too hard, dude. It's going to make me cough my entire torso out onto this desk. It's crazy. Last up, we're going to go with Brennan Presley. Presley has looked really good, dude. But where does he fit in? Behind Tay, Puka, Tutu, Jordan, X, and Konate. I think there's a right way to pronounce it. I'm going to get it. The pronunciation guides are down right now. I think they're being worked on, so we'll get that nailed down for sure. But Konate. So that's 6, dude. Do we keep a 7? That would be tough, dude. But if I say, like I said earlier, man, if we keep a 7, I do think it goes to Britton Covey. Brennan Presley, though, absolute practice squad candidate, which is exactly where I think he ends up. And I do think that he's got the skills, man. So we could see some progression happen here. And hopefully not, but if we do see some injuries in that room, I think Brennan Presley would be a good candidate to activate back up to the active roster. And you know what? Maybe slip him in here for a couple plays. Matt, with Stafford throwing him some sidearm no looks, dude. Give it to me, man. That's absolutely awesome, man. Let me know who you're watching out for this weekend as the Rams take on the Cleveland Browns in their original home, Cleveland. That's our house first, Cleveland. You don't know. So, good stuff, man. I'm excited for this game. Again, we're going to get some starter action, just like we did against the Chargers. So, we'll see the old man, Joe Flacco, rocking it at quarterback for the first quarter at least, or at least kind of somewhere in there. Dylan Gabriel, Shadur. So, we're going to get a good mix, man. So, we get a good look at a lot of different guys to go against, which can only help. So, that's absolutely awesome, man. So, we'll take a quick break, and on the other side of this guy, we will get into our news. It's Ram Showcase. Ram Showcase, I am Sheriff Joe Baggs. Time for the news. Quarterback news we have all been waiting for finally arrives. Quarterback Dresser Winn will be starting the Rams' final preseason game. I do expect him to start all 4 quarters. Stetson Bennett will be in pads, I'm sure of it, because that would be crazy if not. But I do expect him to be just rocking a headset. And I think clipboard's a little bit of an outdated reference now. So he's going to be holding the Microsoft thing. I forget what they're called. The Microsoft version of the iPad, which is definitely not the endorsement that Microsoft wants. Next up, though. Can't miss it if you follow the Rams on any social media accounts. All it was, Rams social media accounts, you follow them anywhere. Guess what it was? Number 9. That's my best joke. That's the best joke of the year. I'm not going to get any better than that. I just listened to the Beatles' full discography for the first time in my life. It's okay. And that's what I got for you. I've been saying that reference for so long, I didn't even know what it was from. Turns out it was the Beatles. Who knew? Probably you. I had no idea. I'm brand new to this world. But Matthew Stafford, number 9, has returned to practice. Reports say today that he does feel better than he has in a long time, which is really good news for us. I would anticipate some days off within the next few weeks leading into week 1. But good news is Stafford is feeling good. Matthew will not be traveling with the team to Cleveland for the preseason game, but he is being listed on the practice report as a full participant. Great news, dude. Great news. Rookie tight end Terrence Ferguson will make his first appearance this weekend when the Rams take on the Browns. Unsure of how many reps he will get, but I would imagine he'll be somewhat limited as the rookie is figuring to be part of the Rams offense this season. So obviously we want to get him a little bit warmed up, get him some live action. This is his first time touching a football field. Crazy that his first Rams reps are going to come from Dresser Winn. But that's going to be, trivia question alert in like 4 years. Watch out for that, dude. Who was Terrence Ferguson's first, preseason pass from? You better lock it in, dude. Lock it in, man. It's good stuff. Rams making an addition on the front. Rams signing offensive lineman John LeGlue. The 6'7", 310-pounder out of Tulane comes to the Rams after, spending some time on multiple rosters. This guy, he knows some playbooks, dude, for sure. LeGlue entered the NFL as a UDFA in Denver. That was, 2019, I believe. Spent some time on the Saints practice squad. The Packers signed him off of the Saints practice squad. He spent some time then on the Pittsburgh practice squad. He was then activated, played 5 games for Pittsburgh with some starts included as well. Back to the practice squad for 22, spent the offseason with the Titans after that. Then practice squad for the Atlanta Falcons, played in 1 game for them, and then spent most of last year back on the Pittsburgh practice squad. Schemes galore for LeGlue. So, decent pickup, honestly, solid addition. I'm not sure if he does figure to make the Rams roster when it comes to cut time, which we will get an episode in with some cut predictions for you. Definitely want to do that. I think it'll probably be a standalone of cut predictions. So maybe just a YouTube video for that. So, or Facebook and YouTube. So audio listeners, follow Ram Showcase on YouTube and Facebook. Just search Ram Showcase. It comes up. This is season 10. It shows up. Not to sound too cocky or anything like that, but it does show up. Also, an old friend, Mike McAllister, center, signing back with the Rams as well. So some depth at that spot also. Some news here. Former longtime long snapper Jake McQuaid signing a 1-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. A few former Rams up there in Pittsburgh, the Steel City. This one not so Rams related, but it is important, okay? So wide receiver DJ Chark has been waived from the Falcons, saving at least one Ram Showcase listener from having to play against somebody who thinks they're funny and wanted to use the worst possible fantasy football team name of all time. That person's not funny, and if that was you, you're not as funny as you think you are, and all your friends, they don't like you, okay? They all talk about it behind your back, okay? So, yes, this isn't Rams related, and it's not good for DJ. In fairness, I'm not trying to be happy for DJ here getting cut, but it is good news for humor as general. If you don't understand the joke, the fantasy football team name involving DJ Chark, it does involve a kid song. That's what I'll give you. We have fan quesos and some real solid ones. That's on the other side of this break. Ram Showcase. Welcome back, Ram Showcase. Sheriff Joe Baggs here. We're going to start with we're kind of going to start with the Facebook page, but there is one that is actually on the YouTube channel from Peo that I actually wanted to start with. So let me go ahead and pull up. Dang. I got a lot of comments on this. Most of them are people responding. That's okay. I'm getting asked the questions, not you, comment section. Jeez. Okay. That's okay. It is fine. Let's see here. Where is the one I wanted to start with? Okay, Payo time. It says, love the show. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. It says, every year I feel like there are more and more new Rams fans around the world. Question, what advice would you give to new Rams fans this season? I'm talking super fresh, like just joined the Ramley. Well, first of all, if you are super fresh, just joining the Ramley, yo, what's up? This is Ram Showcase. I'm Sheriff Joe Baggs. We have a good time here. And the Rams are awesome, man. It's a fun time. All right. What I would say, though, for any Rams fan kind of hopping in is that, first of all, soak this in, okay? Because it can crumble real fast and real hard, okay? So just drink it in, enjoy it while we've got this. I don't know how long this will last. Maybe we're good forever. Maybe this is maybe this is just how we are now. Or maybe we have dark years coming. I have no idea. Historically speaking, the Rams have been very middle of the road with some spikes and then some dips in there. So that's just overall. We're talking all the way back to 1937. So either way, I think that I would say just soak this in, man, and just enjoy it for what it is. Just have fun with it. But ultimately, too, I would say when and you don't have to take this. Obviously, I'm not trying to tell you how to fan, okay? But I will say, as a fan that knows a lot of fans and other fan bases as well, I think that the Rams fan base is more friendly, but not in a I don't even know how to word this, dude. Like, we will accept you for not being a Rams fan. We don't love it, and we're not going to, trash you for it, but it's fine. You know what I mean? We're all just here for the same thing, right? We're just here cheering on our teams. Just don't be a jerk to us, because we've all got Twitter, dude. You start being a jerk to some Rams fans in SoFi Stadium, things happen, man. Things happen. I'm just saying. But, yeah, I would say, man, I'd say for any Rams fan coming in and just being brand new, I'll say this is fun, man. This is supposed to be fun. This team is flashy. This team is energetic. This team is positive. This culture is very, family oriented, helping each other out. I think we see that in all over the Rams, media, front office, the way that this whole team operates. Very just hey, we got you. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Hey, you're a Rams fan? Yeah, dude, get in here. You're good. And stuff like that, man. So we're all just here for a good time, man. And I wish I would have mentally prepared myself a little bit better for this question. But I do feel like you get the framework, the foundation of what I'm trying to say here, is that this team is not one of those like the Eagles where it's if you are not with us, we hope you die. That's not the vibe here. You know what I mean? We're just chilling on the beach, bro. And on Sunday, we want to go to a game and watch some high-flying, sick action from Puka Nacua busting ankles and Jared Verse destroying the soul of a quarterback. What's so bad about that? I like your question, Peo. We got more from Peo. We'll get back to after Facebook. Brett Single T coming in says, Sean McVay is known for developing young talent. I'm going to say talent is what you meant to say there. But is he the best coach at developing future head coaches? I absolutely think so, man. I think that one indicator of that is things like Aubrey Pleasant being the head coach for the game against the Chargers, where Sean McVay was up in the booth. So he didn't even want to be on the sideline. It's no, that's your game, dude. Your game, you run the sideline. That's you. He was just up there chilling. I don't even think he had a headset on or anything. I think he was just genuinely just watching. So, yeah, I think that he does set people up to lead, to take, yeah, that's your unit, man. Go ahead. Coach them. You're good. And I think that a lot of teams don't really do that. The head coach is you do this, you're doing this, tell this guy this, and I just don't get that vibe as much from the Rams and Sean McVay. I do think that Sean McVay does a very good job at promoting and helping his guys, his coaches, his coordinators, whatever it happens to be, into other roles, because he wants guys to succeed. He wants guys to become head coaches. Excuse me. So I think that's all. I think it's awesome to see, man. And it's not only Sean McVay is getting a coaching tree, but Les Snead's out here with a GM tree now, with Gladstone in Jacksonville, Brad Holmes out in Detroit and stuff like that. So I think it's absolutely awesome. But yeah, I would absolutely say that he is the best coach of getting guys prepared to take on another team and be a good head coach. Because you also look at the guys that have become head coaches after being with Sean McVay, and they do a good job. I mean, look at Minnesota. I mean, and KOC up there doing an awesome job. The Packers have found their coach. That's it just killing it out there. And I mean, obviously there's more examples out there, but I think that ultimately, it's people are put in the right direction when they come from Sean McVay, and I think it's absolutely awesome. Shannon says, how confident are we if Staff has to miss some significant time. I would love to know your kind of significant time, because I kind of put significant time. I mean, season's short, dude. I mean, 17 games. I mean, 4 games is significant. You know what I mean? Like that's playoffs or not. You know what I mean? If you can lose, if you just blow 4 games off entirely, then I mean that could ruin your entire season. So if he has to miss significant time, how confident are we? I am confident enough in Sean McVay to be able to give somebody like Jimmy Garoppolo a good enough game plan to get it done. And I also think that most importantly, that the way that I see this team and how this team is built this year is that it feels like the Rams have all this offensive firepower, and they do. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Tutu, you got Jordan Whittington, Kyron Williams, Tyler Higbee. You got some absolute monsters out here. But this defense, man, like, score 17, 20 points a game, and we're doing fine. You know what I mean? So do I think that in a situation where if we needed Jimmy Garoppolo to play up to maybe 7 games, if he can score 20, then I think that we can be okay. You know what I mean? So how confident are we? I kind of waver in my confidence level of the depth behind Matthew Stafford, because I don't think anybody gives Matthew Stafford enough credit, even Rams fans. I don't think people give enough credit to, and it's not just arm talent, just pure physical abilities, whatever, age, all that stuff, but the brain that is inside of the Matthew Stafford helmet. I think that the drop-off from that in reading things and reacting to things, I think that drop-off is much more significant than people give it credit for. From Matthew Stafford to Jimmy Garoppolo. Can they throw some of the same balls? Sure. Absolutely. In practice, especially? Yeah, totally. Jimmy Garoppolo's killing it in practice. It's practice, man. We're talking about practice. So I think that that's a significant drop-off, but I do think that if, worst case scenario, we needed Jimmy Garoppolo to score 20 points, then I think that we could get that done, and I think that we would be okay. Let's see here. Tyler says, if Staff can't go, who do you want replacing him, and why is it Stetson? First of all, it's not. It's Jimmy Garoppolo, for sure. I know that there's comments here that I see 8 replies under this. I'm not even going to open those, dude, because I feel like I know what they are. They're people telling you that you don't know what you're talking about, and it's you defending Stetson Bennett. I don't know. I haven't seen these, but I'll check later and confirm it with myself, and you already know, so that's good news. Carl's trying to get out of my room right now. So I think that ultimately it's not Stetson if Stafford can't go. It's blatantly Jimmy Garoppolo. And the only clue you need is that Jimmy Garoppolo didn't play in preseason. His spot is safe. I think that the experience of a Jimmy Garoppolo is something that also can't be understated. Played in a Super Bowl, got thrown to the ground in an NFC Championship game, was leading that game by 10 points before the Rams just came in and was like, nah, no thank you. You're not playing a Super Bowl in our stadium, dude. So I think that's something important to look at. But Stetson Bennett, look, man, he's looking good in the preseason, for sure. But he's also an NFL quarterback. He's not doing anything that I would say is like, what? Like, this is crazy, man. Like, yeah, Stetson Bennett's the next starter. He's not doing anything like that. He's just doing what I would anticipate a very seasoned veteran. He's played plenty of football throughout college and the pros and he's been in our offense now for 3 seasons. He's just doing what he should be doing. If he was doing anything less, I would have a lot more comments about Stetson Bennett. He's doing as expected. He should be doing this. He should be going through reads and throwing the ball away and looking at this guy, realizing that's cover and going this way. That's just baseline NFL quarterbacking. So no, I don't think Stetson's doing anything that would be like, he's got to start. We need to play him like right now, dude. But I also think that Stetson Bennett, he's progressing nicely, which is really fun. I gotta let my cat out of here. Carl, will you chill, dude? Hey, can you just give me a minute? Carl, could you just give me a minute? I'm almost done. I just need a minute. Okay. I think he's gonna be okay. He's not, but he hates a closed door. Carl does not like a closed door, dude. Closed door, get that out of here, man. He wants that bad boy open. He probably doesn't even want to leave. He probably just wants the door open. Anyway, next question here. Should we take a flyer on Anthony Richardson for a 4th or 5th round pick? I personally would say no. My opinion on Anthony Richardson has been set since he pulled himself out of the game. I don't know if anything he can do will change my mind about him, but in my mind, he's a quitter. He's soft. He's tired. Let him rest, man. No. He lost it. He doesn't. Daniel Jones beat him out. Daniel Jones is just like, we know what Daniel Jones is. Anthony Richardson's more athletic, probably has a better arm, and didn't win the job against Daniel Jones. Why would we want him? I don't get it, man. I don't know. I don't like Anthony Richardson. I'm out on Anthony Richardson ever since that happened. You tap that helmet as a quarterback, dude, call a timeout. Call an audible to a run play, man. Don't take yourself out of the game. You're the quarterback. Are you kidding me? No, I don't want Anthony Richardson, man. I'm not a fan. I think if he's got that in him at all, like, and I know some people have said, like, yeah, but he's not, you think he would do that with the Rams? Like with Sean McVay? Dude, he's got it in him. He's got it in him to do it. I don't know what he's capable of, man. I don't know. Will you just one more minute, dude? I got like 4 more questions to get through, dude. All right. He's not. Hold on. I just got to let him out. He literally just walked away from the open door. He didn't want out. Cats, dude. Cats. Excuse me. All right, continuing here. We got a few more questions here. Let's, I want to go, let me see. I want to see. Okay, I'm just going to just run down the list. Paul, this one coming from YouTube. How surprised are you of the amazing turnaround of, excuse me, cliffhanger, of Stetson Bennett? Okay, this one can kind of package into that other question of from Tyler about Stetson Bennett. He's not doing anything that I think that is head turning. He's performing as he should, as a guy who's been in this the same offense now for a few seasons. So he's got a good understanding of the offense. He knows these players. He knows this team. I don't know, man. Because I'm also not trying to say anything bad about Stetson Bennett. I have nothing bad to say about Stetson Bennett. I think that he's done, for especially where he came from that first year, where it was like a whole mess of him like not being with the team and stuff like that. I think that ultimately he's done a really good job to like just acclimate into the team and be a team member. And now he's just here. We don't talk about him messing up or anything like that. So I think that there's a lot to be said for that. But again, this is the NFL. This is the pros. I think he's doing what we should expect any NFL quarterback to do. So I'm not surprised at it. The question is, how surprised are you at the amazing turnaround of Stetson Bennett? I'm not surprised. If anything, I would be more surprised if he came in this preseason and looked terrible. That's when I'd be like, what is going on, man? Dang it. It's catching up to me. I would be surprised by that and be like, what's going on here, man? You've been around now for 3 years. It's time to start figuring it out. Do I want Stetson Bennett to play in a regular season? Not exactly, okay? And that's not because I don't want Stetson Bennett. Like, I don't think he's an okay quarterback or anything like that. It's that if Stetson Bennett plays, we've seen tragedies. And I don't want that to happen, dude. If Stetson Bennett's on the field, that means some real bad things have happened. And that's just I would rather not experience that. You know what I mean? So, Stetson Bennett, I don't know how long he'll stick around. I don't know if another team will want to take a flyer on him at some point, but I don't think that he's the eventual starter of this team. I don't know, man. And again, I'm not trying to trash anybody here. Stetson Bennett's cool, man. I like him as a depth piece. As a backup quarterback, no issue, dude. No issue whatsoever. I think that's absolutely awesome. And again, similar to Jimmy Garoppolo, if we absolutely were in a situation where Stetson Bennett had to play, I do trust Sean McVay to be able to simplify the offense enough and give him a game plan that he can operate under. But also, I mean, most quarterbacks should in the NFL. I mean, Baker Mayfield showed up 48 hours, didn't even know what was going on, and on that final drive didn't even was just slinging it. You know what I mean? So I think it can happen that if necessary we could do it, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's because of Stetson Bennett. I'd say it's because of our offense and Sean McVay and the weapons that we have. That's where I would feel comfortable about anybody playing quarterback, whether that's Stafford, Jimmy, or Stetson. Any of those guys, I like our weapons. But again, I think that if we're in a situation where we need to score, you need a drive to put it down, Stafford's the guy. Clear cut, not even close. Stop even talking about it, dude. Not that you're saying. I've seen a lot of stuff on the internet that's like, what? I don't know, because I don't watch Stephen A. Smith. I think he's terrible. But I saw something that he said that Stetson Bennett should start for the Rams, and it's like, oof. That's why we don't want you covering the NFL, my guy. Anyway, moving on. I don't want to because I feel like I'm coming off as a Stetson Bennett downer, and I'm not trying to be. So you know what, Stetson Bennett. That's yeah. All right, there we go. Moving on. Payo time. Situation. It's Rams versus Niners, Week 5 TNF. The game is tied in the fourth quarter with 1:24 left in the game. The Rams have the ball with no timeouts, the ball at their own 35. McVay calls on you to ask who should get the ball on the first play of this game-winning drive. Who do you pick to get that first chunk of yards to try to set up the field goal? Or do you take the deep shot and go for the touchdown? Well, you don't need a deep shot. You got 1:24 left. Don't need to do that. What I'm doing, oh, man, it's catching me. I got to hurry up. Oh, I'm going to die. Oof. All right, we're good. All right. You don't need to go for it all right now. What I'm doing is I'm getting Stafford. I got Devontae left, Puka right, or vice versa. Doesn't matter. But either way, I'm getting off the snap, shotgun snap. Obviously, we don't need to run the football here. Shotgun snap. I want Stafford aggressively looking towards Devontae. Meanwhile, on the other side of the field, depending on coverage, obviously, I'm looking at Puka hitting a little bit of a corner post corner route to try to get out of bounds. I think that he's good enough to kind of shake it and kind of figure that out. But also, if you see a seam, hit it. You know what I mean? And then from there, I would have maybe Tutu coming on a crosser, but probably from the Puka side, I would say. And then, like a mid crosser route from Tutu, and then Devontae's on a go, and then Tyler Higbee kind of sitting somewhere in the middle if it's zone, trying to just find an opening, and if it's man, trying to just shake his guy and just try to give a spot to Stafford if he needs it. So that's what I would do. Running back in for protection, K-Dub's awesome at that, but I'm looking for Puka on that play. And then after that, man, we'll see where we're at. We're throwing 35, so if Puka hits that route and that one works, we're already looking at like the other 35, maybe 30. So we're already in field goal range. And this is where you can kind of get a little bit more creative with it. So hopefully Puka gets out of bounds, clock stops. We're sitting at 111. I'm thinking maybe here, maybe even a little higher, 113. So then from here, you know what? Maybe call like a wide receiver screen or even a quick run with the intention of like, your next play, get up and run it kind of thing. To see where you're looking after that. Because then if you get another first down on a run or a wide receiver screen, you can come up, maybe not even spike it, man. You'll probably still be rocking with like a minute to go, man. So at that point, you almost want to slow down. You almost want to kind of take a beat and then, maybe even huddle up a little bit and kind of just, assess what's going on. Let the defense sub. Who cares? We're going to score anyway. Doesn't matter. So, stuff like that, man. So, yeah, and then I would look for somebody like Devon. Oh, yeah, you get close to the red zone, man. It's Devontae all day. So, yeah, I'm thinking you get a Puka with a decent deep ball, nothing too nuts, but hopefully he gets out of bounds. You get a wide receiver screen to maybe somebody like we'll probably go Devontae on that as well, or Puka. That's fair. And then hit Devontae in the end zone, man, on like a quick like corner post. Make them think that we're trying to hit a sideline, and then split that. Hopefully that linebacker's not sitting too deep, and we can hit him over the top. And then celebrations ensue, and we get to spend the whole rest of the week watching the other games when we know we've already stacked a dub, dude. Heck yeah. Let's see here. Serious question from Payo Time. What are your thoughts on the Rams' social media content this past offseason? Overall, I was happy with their content, but I guess we were spoiled in 2022 when they did the whole Steal the Draft trailer. Yeah, man, that's a good point. We definitely had some interesting productions over the last few years, but yeah, and even I would say that even the schedule release was, as far as editing goes and stuff like that, very toned down. Brenda Song, I think, did an absolutely incredible job on the schedule release video. I think I liked that it was kind of sold as like a newscast, kind of like a Saturday Night Live kind of deal. I didn't hate that at all, but definitely the editing was not there. So yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe there's a team member that's, not around anymore or something like that. I actually have no idea. That's actually a good point. It does seem a little bit toned down this year, a little bit more buttoned up, I suppose. Boring. Not that I've got anything bad to say about the Rams social team. I think that they do an incredible job. Last one here come from Nathan. How many years? Oh, yeah. I saw this one. How many years until I forgive Les Snead and Sean McVay for cutting Cooper Kupp? That's a question you got to ask yourself, good sir. I have no idea. I pretty much, I'm in a spot where, you know what, man? I'm a Rams fan. Players come and go. The Rams are forever. Yeah, Cooper Kupp. I love Cooper Kupp. He kind of always, he'll kind of live in eternity in Rams history, which I think is awesome. But you know what? So do so many other people that ended their careers in other places. Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, who was a Niner. You know what I mean? So I don't think anybody really talks about that or trashes anybody for that. But that happened. The story that I heard was that the Rams did intend to bring him back on a different deal, but that his agent wasn't aware of that and signed with the Niners. I don't know how real that is. I just kind of heard that, and this was also in a time where you'd get one article a week about your favorite football team, and you would hope it was good. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. That's a question for you, man, because you were the one also that said I want Cooper Kupp to absolutely light it up against us, and I just can't vibe with that, dude. I hope nobody does well against the Rams. I don't care who you are. It could be my own nephew out there, man. My nephew, or my nephew, none of my nephews play football, but my cousin, he plays. Actually, he's really good. He's at a low end school out in Colorado, Fort Lewis. But who knows, dude? Who knows what that future is like? The kid's awesome and athletic as heck. So you know what I mean. But I would say even if he was going against the Rams, it'd be yeah, I'm rooting for him, but not in this game. Hope he gets smoked, dude. I hope K-Dub breaks his ankles out here, dude. So I can't relate to that emotion, man. I get it. We all love Cooper Kupp. We all have our fan favorites and stuff like that. But I was sitting here for years, Jordan Fuller for president, dude. Love Jordan Fuller, Jordan Fuller, Jordan Fuller. We cut him, and it was all right, who's next? Who's my next favorite player? That's kind of how I am, dude. And I'm not telling you how to be a fan. I would never do that. We're all fans in our own different ways and stuff like that. But I don't know what to tell you, man. Cooper Kupp's a rival now. So that's kind of how I see it, dude. It's Cooper Kupp of Rams. That will always exist. That doesn't go away. It's there forever. But Cooper Kupp now and on, at least for his playing career, he's a rival. That's how I see it, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'm alone there. I don't know if it makes me look like a jerk or anything like that. But he's got a stupid haircut and he plays for the Seahawks. Get bent. Get bent, Jeff. It's such an inside joke that nobody would get that. You guys got to read Monarch, the book, Erik Fox. It's available on Amazon. Second one's out, Gimbals, by the way, and it's awesome. You got to check it out as well. It's up on my shelf over here. Somewhere over here. The red and the orange books. That's one of my best friends of all time. We've been friends since we were 10 years old. He's an author now and is publishing books, and it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I don't know, man. I can't get over it. When the homies do cool stuff, dude, it's just the coolest thing for me, man. Yeah. Links in the description. Screw it. I'll put them in there. Heck yeah, dude. Buy the books. They're absolutely awesome. There's psychological thrillers. Really, really cool. Some ways to spend your off time when the Rams are not playing football. Because that's only for 3 hours a week, dude. All right, which is what? I'm going to do math. Hold on. I'm not going to do it in my head, that's for sure. I got a phone right in front of me. My teachers were liars. You're not going to have a calculator in your pocket everywhere you go. What's this, dude? So 3 hours, 17 games, 51 hours a year, dude. Let me just watch, dude. Let me just watch and leave me alone. But that's a lot of other time, dude. A lot of other time where you could be reading Monarch and Gimbals. Great books. Erik Fox. Check them out. Amazon. All right, that's going to do it for me. Make sure you follow on socials at Ram Showcase, at Sheriff Joe Bags, ramshowcase.com for all your Rams info. Tuna is absolutely on fire right now as far as his coverage goes. He's collabing with everybody. He's doing a bunch of crazy stuff, man. His Substack is on fire. His Instagram is the follow if you're a Rams fan for sure. So make sure you follow Tuna. Payo Time, who was dropping comments here. I'm sure he's going to be doing his watch parties this year as well. And if you can't watch the games or you want to have something on too to kind of feel like you're watching the game with somebody, if you don't have homies, I got a whole group out here. But Payo Time nails those watch parties. They're absolutely awesome. They're so much fun. I sometimes will go back and like when I know like a big play happened, I'll go into his stream and try to like find that spot to just see how he reacts to it. And it's always super fun, man. He's one of the most genuine human beings I've ever encountered. So check that out, man. Absolutely awesome. No shortage of Rams coverage. I think everybody who's a Rams fan has a Rams podcast now, so that's good news. All of the Rams podcasts. But that's going to do it for me. I am Sheriff Joe Bags. This has been Rams Showcase on Sports War Radio and the Fansided Network. For those of you who aren't Rams fans, our thoughts and prayers are with you. For those of you who are Rams fans, thank you so much for watching, and go Rams.